Welcome everyone to training. Today's topic for training is cross company code transactions. In today's topic, we'll be covering overview on cross company code transactions, how the cross company code customization is done within the SAP system, and once the customizations are done, how the different cross company code transactions take place in the SAP system. So first, moving on to the overview on cross company code. A cross company code transaction posts to accounts in several company codes, as it always involves two or more organizations in one business transactions. Some of the examples very common for cross company code transactions are: organization procure material for another organization; central payment system, where one company or one organization of the group makes payment for other organization or other subsidiaries; one organization purchase from another organization within the same group, or you can say from their own parent companies. So these are the very common examples where cross company code transactions take place, where we'll see how these different transactions take place within the SAP system. So if we discuss more on the cross company code transaction part, across company code postings or transactions occur when purchasing or payment is made centrally for several company codes of the same group. Even at times, one company code makes purchases on behalf of their another company codes, or makes payment on behalf of another company codes. So this needs entries to be passed in both the company codes for whom they are purchasing or for whom they are making payment, and within their own company as well. Several company codes are involved in a cross company code transaction as discussed. In a cross company code transaction, the system posts an accounting document with its own accounting document number in each of their respective company codes. So when you make any cross company code transactions, you need to have those financial impacts in the other company code as well for whom you are purchasing or for whom you are making payment to. Individual documents are linked by a common cross company code number. The system generates line items automatically, receivables and payments arising between the company codes, where one will be a receivable and another will be a payable, where a liability needs to be created, in order to balance the debit and the credits in each accounting documents. You may only use one company code for offsetting entries. That is to say, regardless of the number of company codes involved, you must make one of the following entries. That is, only one company code on the debit side can be there and the rest on the credit side. Only one company code on or it's the other way around. One company code on the credit side and the rest on the debit side. So if you got multiple company codes, means more than two, then in that case one company code will be debited and the rest of the company codes can be credited, or the other way around, one company code can be credited and the rest of the company codes can be debited. So now moving on, there are different cross company code transactions done in the SAP system. Like if you have got multiple company codes, you need certain GL to GL transactions within the cross company codes to be done. You need vendor invoices or certain vendor invoices to be booked. Maybe that the invoices needs to be booked in the cross company code or the subsidiary company code, and later on the payment is done from a central company code. So There are different cross company code transactions that take place, like GL to GL transfer within the company code. There could be a vendor invoice can be posted on cross company code, where the goods could be received on one company, but the invoice actually needs to be booked on the another company. So how you will be going to do that? And then you are making payment of vendor invoices centrally by one particular company of the group. So these are certain different transactions that we will be doing within today's training session. One by one, when we'll be moving to that. So let's move on first. Before moving to the transactions, how they are done in the SAP system, we need to customize the SAP system for that. Without customizing the SAP system, you cannot post, or you cannot go for having cross company code transactions in the SAP system. So moving on to the customization steps, there are certain customization steps on the screen to you. First, check document type SA for cross company postings. Now, second, create clearing accounts, GL clearing accounts in both company codes. Then third is to prepare cross company code transaction. Fourth, prepare cross company code for manual payments. And at last, prepare cross company code for automatic payments. So what you need to understand over here, that the first two configuration steps has to be done in all the cases. The third configuration step is for cross company code to company code transaction, where once you have done the third configuration step, you can go for posting GL to GL document within the cross companies, and at the same time you can also go for the vendor invoices to a cross company. But once you are done with that, in case you also want to make cross company code payments, you need to go for the fourth and the fifth configuration steps, depending upon whether you want to make manual payments or you want to make automatic payments for the cross company. So the first configuration step is check document type SA for cross company code postings. Cross company postings basically. So the transaction code for the first is OBA7. It's a very common transaction which you must have done earlier many times. So document type, you must be knowing that document types are used to differentiate the business transactions and to manage how the document are stored. And this is the document type on the basis of which the document accounting document number ranges are determined in the SAP system, and the nature of transactions are also determined on the basis of document type. So if you talk about SA or any of the standard document type, they have their already defined functions. So SA basically is used for GL accounting document, but when you go for a cross company code transaction, at times companies have their own customized document type specific to cross company code postings. So you need to check the document type to be used for intercompany postings, whether you want to use the document type SA or you want to use the document type AB, or even you can also create a Z document type as well. Now it is better to have a Z document type for a cross company code transaction, because the standard document type are used in many of the other places as well in the SAP system. Like for SA is used for many of the GL to GL accounting document apart from the cross company code. So to distinguish those in between, what we do is we create a Z document type for which will be specific for a cross company code postings. So you can go and you can create a Z document type for the same. How we can create that? Let's see. So for that we need to go to the SAP system. So let's see how we can create a new document type within the SAP screen. So you need to go to the transaction OBA7. and when you enter, it will take you to the list of the document types. So you can check AB is for accounting document, and if you go for SA is again for GL account document. So instead of using these standard document type which are used at many places within the SAP system for many other transactions, we will be customizing a separate document type specific to intercompany transactions, which will give us a better edge when we want to search for intercompany documents. We can search on the basis of document type as well. So let's see how we can create that. So to create an intercompany transaction, what you can do is either you can go to new entries, or you can select any of the document type and you can copy that. So suppose I select SA and copy the same. So if I go and select on copy as, it will take you, and now you can put your own document type over here. So suppose I take the document type here as intercompany, so I take it as YI suppose. Then you can put the number range. In case you want a separate number range, you can create a separate number range, and that number range can be assigned over here to it. Then the reversal document type, that can be AB, or even you can make it as YI. So once you have done all those things, now you need to check few things over here in the customization of document type. So the account types allowed are asset, customer, vendor, material, GL. So the intercompany postings for all of them will be possible, but you need to take care of the below part, the control data. So in the control data, you need to select intercompany postings, because if you don't select this particular checkbox, you will not be able to post intercompany transaction with the document type you are creating. Then you can also select negative posting permitted, and that is it what you need to do. Once you are done, asset is not used for intercompany, and material is also not used for intercompany transactions. So we will be taking the account type as customer, vendor, and GL account. Then in the control data, we'll be selecting negative postings allowed and intercompany postings. That is it. So this is your document type. Once you have maintained all the parameters, you can enter on it. Okay, so the reverse document type can be, suppose I put it as AB, enter. So now once you have entered, you can see now that Y1 has been taken over here. So you can rename the Y1 description and you can put it as intercompany posting. So once you have renamed the description as well, you can go and you can click onto the save, and once you click onto the save, the document type will be created for you. So you can see now the document was saved. So this is how you will be creating your document type, and even if you want, you can go and you can double click onto document type and you can check what are the different parameters being taken up in this. So it is always recommended to use a customized document type for intercompany posting, so as to keep the intercompany posting separate from the other document types. Now moving on to the next. So that is the first configuration step, where we created a zconf document type for specific to the cross company code postings. Now moving next is create clearing GL account in both company codes. So now in the second part is we need to define clearing accounts for clearing entries or the accounting. When we will be posting the documents, there will be different clearing entries will take place. So to have those clearing entries, we need clearing accounts, GL clearing accounts, and make them while posting the cross company code transactions. So we need to define clearing accounts for clearing entries the system makes when the posting cross company code transaction. These clearing entries represent the receivables and payables between the company codes which result from central purchasing or payment. So we need to create those account, because when we go for a transaction, in a simple terms, when you go for a cross company code transaction, how those transactions will take place between two companies. So for having that, there will be certain offsetting entries will be made, and those offsetting entries are termed as clearing entries. For those, we need certain clearing GL accounts. So that is what we need to create with this. So moving on to the SAP system, we will be creating certain uh, clearing GL accounts for the second step. However, this is not a configuration step. Basically, this is a GL master data creation as a prerequisite for the next step, next configuration step. So moving on to creating the GL master data, FS00, enter. So here you need to create certain clearing GL account within the company codes, the cross company codes. Like for example, in our training today, we will be taking two companies. One company code is 1000 and another is 1200. So one is 1000 and another is 1200. We will be taking 1000 as a central company code, 1200 as the cross company code. So we need to create at least one clearing GL account in both the company codes as a clearing GL. So let's create one in each of them, and first I will be creating it in 1000. So suppose I create it over here, and for that I need to first check the number. So I am creating a GL number 102295 in company code 1000. Now I'm going to create, that is it, and within that you need to select the account group. So the account group we will be taking up over here is it will be a part of your current assets. So we'll be taking current assets over here. Suppose I take it as other current assets, and then you will be taking the sort name over here. So the sort name can be taken up as intercompany clearing, as it is an intercompany clearing GL. Going to control data, you need to select the open item, to select the posting without text allowed with star, or even that not needed. So this is what you need to take. Moving on to the last fill the status group, you can take G001. So this is what you need to put the parameters as. In the first part, we are taking the group. The account group basically represents the clearing account basically relates to the current assets. So it will be, as it is a part of a short-term part, short-term asset or liability. Then in the controlling data, we selected open item management and line item display. Then we moved on to the field status group G001, that is it. So that's what you are supposed to do. Once you've done, you can save the entry. Okay, so we need to take off the open item. Alright, okay, open item is not needed. You can save it now. So now you can see the data is saved. So we have created 102295 in the company code 1000. Now we'll be creating another clearing GL in the company code 1200, which is the another cross company code for us. So suppose I take the another GL as 102296, and I can copy the same from the existing which we just created, 102295 company code 1000. So we can copy it from the template. So as it copied, and then we move to line item, we move to fill the status group. So this is how you will be creating these two GLs. So the second GL is also created. So you can check this GL is created in company code 1200. So you need, this is a prerequisite for going and going for the configuration step. So you need to GL clearing account in the respective company codes. If you've got more than 2 company codes, in that case you need at least one clearing GL account in all the respective company codes. So that is what has been created in the system. Now moving on to the next part is, next configuration now is prepare cross company code transactions. Now this is a key configuration step which you must take care of very seriously, and this is what the major configuration starts from over here. The document type is something which you can take a standard one. Creating GL is a master data. It's not basically, it's a master data, it's not a configuration part. The configuration starts from the third step, that is prepare cross company code transaction. So if you move to the third step now, as you can see, so here what we did is we defined the accounts for clearing entries which the system makes when posting cross company code transactions. So we have created the GL accounts for clearing entry. Now we need to assign those GL account for clearing entries in the customization step, and that is what this particular step talks is all about. So for all the company code, whether it's company code 1000, as discussed, 1000 company code will be the central purchasing entity for purchasing of all the suppliers for other company codes in our case for today. So the GL accounts which we just have created, we will be going to assign those in this customization step. So let's move on to the SAP screen. The transaction is there and the path is also there for you. So let's move up with the path. So moving up, going to SPRO for the implementation guide, we need to click on to the SAP reference IMG, and within that we need to go to financial accounting new, global, general ledger accounting new, then business transactions. So financial accounting new, general ledger accounting new, then business transactions, and within business transactions you will find prepare cross company code transaction. So this is just a one particular customization which is needed for cross company code transactions to start with. Now executing this, so as you will execute, the system will give you a pop-up screen where it will ask you for the 2 company codes which you want to configure to each other, and that is what you need to assign. So on the pop-up screen, enter the first pair of company codes. Like for me, the first pair will be 1000, that is the central purchase company code, and company code 2 is 1200. So that is what you need to put it respectively. Once you have done, enter on the screen and it will take you to the next screen. So now you can find the screen is named as configuration accounting maintain, and in this you will find the transaction is BUV, that is for clearing between company codes, and in that you will find that the company code 1, in this the posting and the clearing against is in a non-changeable mode, is blocked. So here the automatic postings take place for the clearing account. Where the company code 1 is blocked, you can see that the settings relate to the transactions posting in the company code 1000, but the clearing it against the company code 1200. Similarly, it will be done in the below company code 2 part, where it will be posted in the company code 1200 and will be cleared against the company code 1000. So now we need to go and we need to do the customization over here. So if you go to company code 1, on the first, there is a receivable, on the right hand side there is payable. So for this you need to assign the GL accounts. So if you go on the receivable side, you can take the posting key 40, and assign the GL, and the GL will be assigned over here, will belong to the company code 1000. So you must need to take care which GL account you will take from which company code. So the GL which will be taken over here on the debit side will belong to the company code which is posted in, that is 1000. So we'll go to F4 and we'll see the list of GLs in 1000, and we'll search for the GL which we just created. So we created a GL, if you will look for, is intercompany clearing account, that was 102295. That is what we created just a while back, if you remember. Now you need to take that GL, and the same GL can be taken on the credit side as payable. You can assign the same GL here. So we'll be taking one clearing GL on the both side, because the clearing GL is basically to offset the entries. So it's no use of making number of multiple GLs for debit and the credit side, because ultimately it will be knocked off and the balance in this particular account will be equal to 0. So the GL which you take in over here will belong to the company code posted in for company code 1. Now moving below to the second part, the company code 2. Now in this you will see that the posted in will be 1200, whereas cleared against is 1000. So now over here you will take again the posting key as 40 and 50. But what GL you will be taking? The GL will belong to the company code of posted in, that is 1200. So you can go to this company code, you can search the GL account for company code 1200, enter, and you can find the intercompany clearing GL here from the list of different GL accounts, enter, and you can assign the same GL on the credit side as well. So this is how you need to assign this GL, which is a very important part for the configuration. If you don't assign these GLs, you will not be able to do any cross company code transaction. This is the key configuration step of the cross company code postings. So once you are done with this, you can go and you can save the transaction, and once we go and save on the transaction, you can see now the configuration has been saved, that the changes have been made for it. So this is how you would be doing. Now you can even, instead of assigning GL, you can even assign customer or vendors as well for cross company code. So alternatively you can use customers and vendor posting keys on the debit and the credit side, and similarly you can assign customer and vendor numbers so as to post a transaction to the cross customer or vendors as well. So this is how you will be doing the customization for this first important configuration step. So if you've got more company codes apart from 1000 and 1200, suppose you've got more of the company codes like 1300, 1400, 1500, so you need to repeat the same configuration step that which we just have done, where 1000 will remain as a central purchase company or the central payment company, and the rest of the company code will be taken as the cross company. So once we are done with this particular configuration step, now we can go and we can post transactions within the SAP system for cross company code postings. So now what you can do is you can go for a unit testing. You can post GL documents for intercompany between company code 1000 and company code 1200. You can post vendor invoices again for the same, and even you can change and display those cross company code documents already posted. You can even reverse a cross company code document, and you can even check the same in the vendor line item report. So we'll do each of them one by one. So now we'll be moving for the unit testing. First we'll post a GL document for cross company. For that, now moving to the transaction FP50, So let's see, /n FB50, enter. So here now you can see the screen. You need to take the date. Suppose I take the date over here, then you can go for reference if you have got any, or even you can take it as testing. Then you can go and you can select the GL accounts. So we took the date, posting date, reference as testing. The company code of here is 1000, you can see, and then we took the GL. You can debit the GL. On the other side, now we can move on. Suppose I take the amount over here as 8000. Now moving further, you will find that there is an option of company code over here. So to post in a cross company code transaction, you can select the company code. Suppose I want to take the company code 1000 for this GL, but for another GL, that is 101931, this is another GL I have taken and credited with the same 8000. But now in the second line item, I am taking a different company code, that is 1200. So this is how you would be doing a cross company code transactions. You need to assign the cross company code, then only the system will be able to decide that the first GL account will be debited in company code 1000, the second GL account will be credited but in the company code 1200. And once you have done this, you can go and you can simulate the transaction. So it asks you, please fill the header field. Okay, so you can fill the header field, and then again we can go and simulate the transaction. Now we can again simulate it. So once simulated, you can see now once we simulate the document, it will show you that the first item is debited, the second item is credited, but there are an offsetting entry, GL number has been taken up. So you can see the last two line item 50 and 40, the GL 102295 is intercompany clearing GL, which we assigned in the company code clearing in the last, just in the last configuration step for posting in 1000 company code, and the another is 96 102296 as an intercompany. So these are the two which have been used as a clearing line item in the cross company code transaction. So what will happen is that this company 101120 is in company code 1000, which will be posted as debit, and this will be credited in company code 1000, and then later on accordingly the offsetting entry will be done. So this is how the entry will form. If you will take care that we just took is we only took two GL accounts, 1120 in company code 1000 and 1931 in the company code 1200, and against them offsetting clearing GL account has been taken as an automatic part for clearing the line items, the GL which had just been assigned in the configuration step a while back. So now again moving up to the simulation part, and we can post those transactions then. So again we can see the document simulated, and this is the last two line item has been taken as an offsetting clearing line items from the clearing GL intercompany clearing GL part. So if you find the entry to be okay as a simulation part, as a preview, we can go and we can click onto the post option and the document will get posted. So clicked, now going to post a transaction. So now you can see that the document has been posted as clicked on post. So it shows you the posted document number. The cross company code number is 100071000015. And if you want to check the accounting document number for the company code 1000, the accounting document number is 1 4 times 07, and for company code 1200 the accounting document number is 1 5 times 04. So these are the respective accounting document number which get posted in the respective cross company codes due to the legal uh, perspective, so as to have the financial impact in both the entries. And if you want to see the accounting entry for the same, as we already have shown, the company code 1000 has been debited with 101120 GL, against which the offsetting entry for intercompany clearing has been created. And similarly, the company code 1200 has been credited, for which an offsetting entry through the intercompany clearing has been done. So this is how the entry gets automatically offsetted when we go for the posting. So you can see this posting document. This is how the document number gets generated in SAP for cross company postings in case of GL accounting document. So what we did just now is the GL accounting part. So we just have seen FB50, how the GL document can be posted within the SAP system. Now if you want to have a look of the same document, you can go to FBU2 and you can post the you can put the document, and you can have a you can change the text, the reference, assignment field for the same. And if you want to display the document, you can go to FBU3. So let's see and have a display of the same. FBU3 transaction, enter, and you can see here the cross company code number is generated over here. This is it. So if you take care of this whole number, what it shows is the first 6 digits shows you 100007 is the accounting document number for company code 1000, and the 15 at the end represents the fiscal year. So this is a unique combination which the SAP system creates of its own. It takes one of the accounting document, and which accounting document number it will take over here will depend upon in which you have posted in as per the configuration part, and the same company code will be taken over here. So if you now enter on this you need to put the number over here, cross company code number, and enter. So as you will enter, it will show you the accounting document number for the same. As you can see now on the screen, this was the document we just posted, where the entry posted is this. And if you want, you can see the company codes 1000 and 1200 respectively. If you want to see the respective entry, you can see the company code 1000 is there, debited with GL 101120, against which there is an offsetting intercompany clearing GL 102295. So against a debit you need a credit GL, and that credit GL is an offsetting clearing GL as an intercompany part. So in the company code 1200 we credited the bank 101930. So to debit, the intercompany clearing GL gets automatically picked up for the clearing part. So this is how the cross company code transactions take place in the SAP system. So now I can go back. This is how we posted the GL document number. Now moving on to the next is post vendor invoice. So the transaction is FB60. Now moving to the vendor invoice. Now here we will be taking again the posted in company is 1000. So we'll be posting in the company code 1000, where we will be now taking the date, posting date, then amount, And if you want to post the invoice not in company code 1000, in that case you can change the company code and you can post that invoice in the company code 1200 as well. So if you want to do that, you can even change the same and you can do that. So right now we'll be posting the invoice within the company code 1000, and we can take the GL over here as 400901 debit star, and now we can change the company code. So you can see the 1000 company code, vendor belongs to company code 1000 because the central purchases is done by the company 1000, so we'll be taking the invoice in the company code 1000. However, probably the services or the inventory will be flowing into the subsidiary company. That's why the other part will be taken up in the cross company code. So now we'll be taking the company code here. You can see the company code field here now, and we can change the company code from over here to the cross company, that is 1200. If you want, you can put the text over here as well, invoice. Now moving further, you need to take the cost center over here, as the debit GL over here is relates to an expense. So we'll be taking the cost center 100100, entered. Okay, so now we can go and we can simulate. So you can see the document, the input which we have taken is we took the vendor, put the invoice date, posting date, took the reference, input the amount. If there is any kind of a business place and section code, you need to take that, else you can skip that part. You can put the text, then you need to take the debit GL. So it's a service expense GL because the services has been taken by the company code 1200, but the invoice will be booked as a central purchase in the central company code. So took the cost center as well, and now we can go and we can simulate this entry. And once you simulate, you can again see that the normal entries would be first two. If it was not a cross company code, in that case the vendor will get debited and the expense will get credited. But now here the intercompany clearing GL has also been debited and credited in the last two line items because there are two different company codes involved. So to offset that company code entry, the offsetting GL, that is intercompany clearing GL, has been taken up over here. So if everything looks fine, we can go and we can click onto the post option, and the document will get posted within the SAP system. So you can find, as I clicked on to post, the document get posted over here on the screen to you, and you can find that the company code 1000 document number is 420012, company code 1200 has got document number 19004, and if you take care of that, the posting company was 1000. That is why the cross company code number generated here. How it has been done? What it does, it takes your document number from the posting company code, that is 420012, as here it's a combination of your posting company code document number plus the posting company code and then the last two digits of the year. So that's how we will find that 420012, 1000 is your company code, and last two digits represents your year. So this is how a unique combination of cross company code number is generated for each cross company code postings. So once you are done with this, click on continue, and the transaction is completed. So now if you want to see the same transaction in FBU2 for changes, you can go and you can find the document over here as it is, enter, and then you can go and you can make changes to it. So what kind of changes can you make? You can make all the changes which are made in in document changes, reference to your payment term, method, payment block, assignment, references, these kind of things. As we do in a change document, accounting document, the same will be available over here. So now moving on, so we are done with the FB50, FB60, how the two intercompany transactions take place. And then if you want to reverse, you can go in FB U8 and you can reverse the cross company code transaction as well. If you want, you can display your cross company code transaction in FBL 1N with running it with the vendor and the company code. So it gives you all those options now. So if you go to FBL 1N, your vendor was 1000, the company code was 1000, and you can execute that here. Okay, to filter out that, we can take today's date, execute, and you will find this is the document number which we just posted. So this was 420012. If you double click on it and you go to the header, you will find the in this FB03 document, this is the company cross company code number you will find. So this cross company code number used to be blank when there is no intercompany transaction, but whenever there will be an intercompany transaction, you will find this cross company number as a must. So this is how the cross company code transactions take place with reference to the GL posting, vendor invoices. Similarly, you can go for customer invoices as well. So this is how the major part of the cross company postings take place. Now the added part in this is that what we did right till here is when a central company is a central purchaser for the other companies. Now that is the one scenario which we just have completed. The another scenario could be when there is a central company which makes payments for all the different cross company codes. So you cannot now, as of now, you cannot go and process the payment for a cross company code, because for that again there is another small customization needs to be done. So the next scenario of how cross company code payments can be done through a centralized company code, that will be covering up in the next training session. So till then you can go through, you can do this customization for a centralized purchase for all the different cross companies for a group can be done. So we'll see you in the next training session where we'll be covering the cross company code payments, how that can be done. And till then, all the best, take care.